Be sure to subscribe to Viral now and click the bell so you'll never miss an upload of ours. Hi there everyone, my name is Jeremy Jameson here with 10 cartoon/animated film ripoffs. This genre of film we'll be showcasing is called mockbuster, where small film studios will create movies with similar titles and covers to blockbuster animated films from Disney a lot of the times. These ripoffs are typically released straight to DVD to capitalize around the time of the actual film hitting theaters. The ripoffs are typically very low budget. Let's look at 10 of them. I'll read the plots of both versions to compare with clips from the actual films and the mockbuster. Happy Feet and Tappy Toes. Starting with Happy Feet, the synopsis of this reads, Mumble, a young emperor penguin, lives in Antarctica. Like others of his kind, he needs to be able to sing to attract a mate, but he has a terrible voice. Instead, Mumble must express himself and lure a female through his amazing talent for tap dancing.
You, Mumble Happy Feet, must go!
Meanwhile, with Tappy Toes, the description of it reads, the penguin has to tip his tops and toes to tap all the way to kill those nasty walruses. After he eats their dead bodies, he begins to develop cannibalistic tastes and eat other penguins. Definitely a very stark contrast between these two. I mean, as similar as they do look in terms of the font on the cover and the actual cover itself in general with the artwork, very different ideas here.
What else do you see?
Did you hear that? Yeah, you just said, did you hear that? Not that! That! Sea lion!
I don't see a sea lion.
Brave and Braver. Merida, a Scottish princess whose interests include archery and horse riding, is told by her mother that her interests are not what a princess should be doing and that she has to marry. But Merida chooses to defy her mother, and when she and her mother have an argument, Merida rides off and meets a witch. She asks for a spell to change her mother, and the witch gives her a cake which she gives to her mother, but the change is not what she was hoping for. So she tries to find a way to fix it.
If you had the chance to change your fate, would you?
Then with Braver, once upon a time in a mystical kingdom, Crofton, the king's viceroy, wished to be king, and when he saw how King Ronan would be lost without his daughter, Princess Angela, he kidnapped her on Christmas Eve and left the king in despair. After many years, Angela grew up to be a lovely young lady. She had forgotten who she was because of a potion Crofton gave her, but she still dreamed, like all girls do, that she was really a princess.
That was the best Christmas present ever. Ah, Angela, I'd be lost without you.
Tangled and Tangled Up. After receiving the healing powers from a magical flower, the baby princess Rapunzel is kidnapped from the palace in the middle of the night by Mother Gothel. Mother Gothel knows that the flower's magical powers are now growing within the golden hair of Rapunzel, and to stay young, she must lock Rapunzel in her hidden tower. Rapunzel is now a teenager and her hair has grown to a length of 70 feet. The beautiful Rapunzel has been in the tower her entire life, and she is curious of the outside world. One day, the bandit Flynn Rider scales the tower and is taken captive by Rapunzel. Rapunzel strikes a deal with the charming thief to act as her guide to travel to the place where the floating lights come from that she has seen every year on her birthday. Rapunzel is about to have the most exciting and magnificent journey of her life.
All right, listen, I didn't want to have to do this, but...
Then for Tangled Up, as well as Rapunzel, there are some other incredible stories of princesses locked in towers and wicked witches. This is a DVD the family will treasure and look forward to enjoying again and again. That's the best description I could find of this film, and that's straight from the box itself, very vague. So this ripoff actually doesn't even exist. Tangled Up is simply a collection of really old films, I believe all from 1991, with various fairy tales, but Tangled Up was not made. It's not a real film. It's just, as I said, a collection of all these really old, strange productions.
One day he happened to be talking to an eagle. You see, he knew how to speak the language of birds.
Frozen and Snow Queen. Anna, the sister of Queen Elsa, sets off on a dangerous and mysterious journey to bring back Elsa, who has run off because of causing an endless winter upon her hometown. Anna must get through the challenges and meet new friends, such as Olaf, an adorable talking snowman, and face her charming boyfriend to save the kingdom from not only Hans, but from winter forever.
Stop the winter, please.
Don't you see? I can't.
The Snow Queen tells the story of the cruel Snow Queen, covering the land in ice. The last threat standing in her way is a master mirror maker who can reveal her true form. She kills him, leaving behind his descendants, a son named Kai and a daughter named Gerda. Time passes and the Snow Queen sends her troll servant Orm to take the children. However, only Kai gets sent to the queen while Orm, Gerda, and her annoying ferret are left behind by accident. Gerda must now save her friend and learn something special about him.
I'm not going to win.
And who is going to stop me?
I know what I have to do.
Planes and wings. Dusty Crop Hopper is a little crop duster plane with a fear of heights and a crazy dream of being a racer. While his friends need convincing, Dusty gets the training he needs from Skipper, a veteran fighter, and qualifies for the Wings Across the World's race. In the event, Dusty finds competitors who soon learn that there is something special about this underdog as he is tested to his physical and emotional limits. In doing so, Dusty finds enemies, and more importantly, friends who are inspired by his dream. In the face of all obstacles, the winner of this air race will be anyone's guess.
He is like a sunrise after a lifetime of darkness.
Or like fresh fertilizer on a field of dying grass.
This is not your thing, my friend.
A few weeks before a big air show, Ace gets his acceptance letter to take part in the competition to become the next champion. Wings here is quite similar to Planes, I would say more so than a lot of the other films we've been looking at. A lot of similarities. Of course, this is a lot more vague, a lot more brief in the description. The actual plots of the films are pretty close.
You don't really seem the winning type to me. You're more of a fifth place kind of guy.
Up and What's Up? Balloon to the rescue. Determined to save his home and keep the promise he made to his wife, widower Culler Fredrickson embarks on a journey to the mysterious Paradise Falls in an airship of his own invention. Along the way, he meets his childhood hero, forms a bond with a boy who has an absent father, and realizes the preciousness of life he lived as well as the one he now finds himself living. Dr. Crumb and his scientific gang set out to vanquish the aliens with the help of his niece, the greatest woman in the town, Amanda, and their floating house. This one is definitely a very far departure between the actual story of Up and the ripoff here. The Lion King and Leo the Lion. A young lion prince is cast out by his pride by his cruel uncle, who claims he killed his father. While the uncle rules with an iron paw, the prince grows up beyond the savannah, living by a philosophy, no worries for the rest of your days. But when his past comes to haunt him, the young prince must decide his fate. Will he remain an outcast or face his demons and become what he needs to be?
Father?
You are my son.
Leo is a young vegetarian lion who has trouble fitting in, so he leaves the jungle to go on a quest to find himself.
I'm a vegetarian. I'll say again, yes, I'm a vegetarian.
Wall-E and Tiny Robots. In the distant future, a small waste-collecting robot inadvertently embarks on a space journey that will ultimately decide the fate of mankind. A robot named Trank tries to save his city from the evil leader. Pretty different storyline here. B-Movie and Little Bee. Barry B. Benson, a bee just graduated from college, is disillusioned at his lone career choice, making honey. On a special trip outside the hive, Barry's life is saved by Vanessa, a florist in New York City. As their relationship blossoms, he discovers humans actually eat honey and subsequently decides to sue them.
Oh, I should have been doing it like this to begin with. Now I'm ready for some acting.
And then with little bee, a soldier bee wants to be a honey maker, and a honey making bee wants to be a soldier. And that's all that it says. That's it. That's the only description I could find of this film.
You nearly spilled all these nectars. Talk about cutting it close. What are you, crazy?
Well, thank you so much for watching this, everyone, on this video all about mockbusters. There's a lot of scams out there. Disney has gone after a company that has been behind pretty much all of these films. Everyone tries to make some money, I suppose, but yeah, they're kind of scamming people here with these films. But anyways, my name has been Jeremy Jameson for Viral Now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.